Devils? J-Dog back to answer more goddamn questions. Today's questions, we got a good handful of fucking order questions. So let's get right to them so we get to the next video in line. Noel Comans. I have a question for the channel. Big fan from Australia. Fuck yeah. All the way on the other side of the fucking world. One of the main places on this fucking planet that I actually want to go visit. Sometime in my life, I want to go there. I want to go to Spain and hoping the fucking Hen will play there. So get this. If I ever go to Spain, did I ever say this on fucking camera? If we ever do, as Lindsay and I talked about going to Spain, I was thinking about, and I'd give them a shitload of notice, at least a full year, was email Louise Ma from Hemorrhage and be like, hey, bro, if I come to goddamn Spain, here's where I'll fly into. Like, I don't know how long the drive would it be to X to where you guys would play. Could Hemorrhage play a show? I would love to see the Hem as a headliner, of course, full hour set or more, preferably, and see them to play in their own home country. Because I'm sure Lugubrious talks in just, well, I'm not sure, I know. Well, I mean, why the fuck wouldn't he? Just talks in Spanish in between songs and stuff like that. Just get to see them. And I'm curious in their home, not their home necessarily their hometown. I don't know. Do they play their hometown? I don't know. I don't know what the venues are like and shit like that. I'm curious in their home country what it's like there, as opposed to comparing it to. Well, I'll get to see them here. Pretty much, it sounds like definitely they're playing MDF because I am in contact with Louisma. It's funny because I think I've told on this channel, but like I used to message Louisma on that what was that fucking shit called? It was through Hotmail, which I still have a Hotmail email since I was whatever old I set that up, 13 years old or something. And it was the instant messenger thing, you know what I'm saying? On the computer. I used to talk to Louisma on that and through email as well, all the time in the very, very early 2000s, probably 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. And then there was a good 20 years I just didn't talk to him, not for many reasons, just wasn't, just had nothing to say, really, right? I think right after, because we did the vinyl LP of Apology for Pathology. And I think even after that, I just let Chase do most of the communication because then the Nunslaughter Hemorrhage 7-inch we did was after that communicated. But at any rate, fast forward this year or the end of last year, but I'm pretty sure it was even just this year. So literally 20 years fucking later, I've been in contact with him again, talking. It's funny because he's seen the channel too. I'm like, why should you fucking, remember me or yeah, somewhat I knew he would remember me because worked with Hells, but didn't know he saw any of my fucking channel shit. And anyways, been talking to him and set up so we're doing the Anatomical Infernal. My personal favorite, goddammit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go on a fucking limb to say that. It's back as fucking Hells is dealing with it. I've said it many times on the channel before doing anything. But I was thinking about the other day as far as favorite gore grind albums, greatest gore grind records ever. I think it's because somebody was emailing me and we're talking about it. I forget how it got popped up, but he brought it up. And I was like, honestly, dude, just right off the top of my head, now that I'm thinking it, with the exception of Reek of Putrefaction and Symphonies of Sickness, I would consider those the greatest gore grind records of all time, of albums, not recordings, not EPs. For example, I wouldn't put General Surgery Necrology in there because it's just an EP, right? So full length fucking studio albums. I'd say Reek and Symphonies are the kings of fucking gore grind. After that, honestly, I gotta say it. I think fucking Hemorrhage's Anatomical Inferno is the greatest fucking gore grind record after that. I honestly think so. I would have to say that is what it is for fucking me. So, but anyways, because because it has been pressed on vinyl. First, it was done on picture disc in the early 2000s, and then it was years later, maybe 8, 10 years later. It came out on a double LP with the picture disc cover because it's a full color. It's totally different artwork. Those the diehards know. The original CD cover never came out on vinyl, and I got inspired to do it on vinyl because I saw Dylan over at Headsplit Records. He did the cassette of the Anatomical Inferno with the original CD cover art. So I contacted Louisma, and I was asking about MDF and shit like that. Sounds like they're definitely playing. And I asked about, hey, could Hells do a fucking Anatomical Inferno LP pressing with the original CD cover? And also, let's put it on a gatefold cover because the double LP that came out, I forget what label did it. Was it Fat Ass Records or something? I have it. Just can't remember what label did it. It's just two records jammed into a pocket cover. Now, granted, the two records, they were both in printed sleeves, so that was cool, but it definitely should have been a gatefold. And whether it was or wasn't, now it's kind of cool, it'll be on a gatefold cover for the first time with the original art, the original CD art when it came out, because when that album came out in 1999, first Hem album I ever picked up, that was the art. That's how it came out. Now, granted, I do like the picture disc art better, but still, it's cool to see a pressing of the of that to fucking come to life on vinyl. It's never been ever existence. So I'm in contact with on that, and we're supposed to do. Will we repress those 666 Gore Grind shirts? Go and get that. That's one of my favorite tees of all goddamn time. That's up on fucking Hell's site because we pressed that over 10 years ago officially, and then we repressed it. Just kind of in like a week or so. And then we're also going to do a pressing of the Anatomical Inferno t-shirts with the picture disc art, like I was saying too. I've never had a shirt of that. He said Relapse did some or something like that. I've never seen one in person, and that is probably my favorite Hemorrhage artwork, the Anatomical Inferno, and my favorite album. But the picture disc art. Again, I just want to do an LP without the art because they pay homage to the CD. That's how I picked it up, and that's how it was. But we're gonna be doing shirts of that too. So in contact with them now, but I ever said if we ever went to fucking Spain, contact him and say, yeah, would Hemorrhage play a show? I mean, not saying that he would say yes, but that is my goal if I ever go to goddamn fucking Spain. And Australia, I mean, there's a lot of shit I want to see in Australia, but stuff like Gospel of Horns and shit, which I have seen in the States, although it would be cool seeing them in the fucking in Australia. That from what I understand, the band's broken up and done. Maybe Destructor then. Destructor over the Australian one, of course, goddamn it. Be cool to see them. I did duck out and watch them a few songs at Hell's Head Bash. Remember, I was told I was tied down to the table and didn't get to watch many songs. But I did get to hang out with Glenn and the drummer. I forget his name. And I was surprised how fucking overly fucking cool they were. So that was a lot of fun. But that's the only time I met them or had any experience. So never go to Australia. Remember, I'll hit up goddamn Glenn and say, hey, can Destructor do a fucking show? Anyways, what the fuck's this question? Do you like MMA? Question marks. If so, who are your favorite fighters? I do not like MMA at all. However, that is the one of the mainstream sports that I can understand why somebody would. I mean, fighting to the death, basically, is the true definition of a sport in my mind. But the thing I can't get past, man, dude, every single one of those guys is as douchey as they come. At least from what I know, I couldn't name you a single one, but I see it on the TV and shit when I'm at the gym or people talking about it. You just see flyers for it and shit like that. It just screams. The guys themselves scream canoe. They scream everything I hate about humanity. Just tough guys. They definitely scream that they're the what heavier than Pantera guys. They're supposed to be tough guys, but they don't listen to anything tough. Most of them probably got into it because they were bullied in high school and insecurities. Don't know that for a fact, and I doubt. I'm not saying every single one of them. I'm sure there's outliers, but I'm sure that's majority of what the fuck it is. They just scream canoe. They're just looking at them. They just say, I've never seen one just by looking at them where I was like, I would jive with this motherfucker or want to hang out with him. Again, it's not like I know what every single one of them looks like from the top ranked guy to the bottom ranked guy. I'm sure there's a cool guy here or there. It's a pretty bold statement to say out of the thousands that there's nobody. I'm sure there probably is. But just by looking at them, the ones I've seen, I don't want to be caught dead hanging around this fucking tool bag. So I don't watch it. Greg Fletcher, yo J-Dog, question for the channel. How's the vinyl coming along for the first and most recent Acid Witch albums? Should be out by September, I believe. I think we're taking pre-orders now. That and the new album, the studio album, Rot Among Us, which it hasn't been on vinyl yet because the shit turnaround times. They should all be done out before Halloween. But I'm pretty sure we're quoting either end of August or September. That's what the plant told us. Now, if the shit's not on time, like fucking always, give or take a few weeks, it should be around there. But they are submitted and paid for, so they're definitely happening. Not that they weren't happening before, but you know what I mean. They're actually at press and being worked on as we speak. Also, you ever seen the horror movie Metal Maniac starring Kanye? Question mark. No, I have not, but I remember what he was talking about doing that shit. I have it on DVD, and it's cheesy D-grade awesomeness. That sounds about right. That's what he would partake in. Toss me extra goodies you don't mind giving away. No problem, brother. Sean Sylvia. Hey, J-Dog, I've been watching the videos every day for 3 consecutive months. Let's keep it going on for 3 consecutive years, brah. I love waking up to some real funny shit. Any thoughts on the band Artery Eruption? No thoughts at all. I've seen the name. Isn't that like a Severed Records band? Seen the name, never listened to it. That's kind of like that's what I'm picturing right now, 2010 era gore grind, where very few bands that I check out because, dude, it was just all this gore shit that looked like the same. Like, it was always like Adobe Photoshop covers. The logos all look the same, where they're all unlegible, but it was just kind of like the same goddamn formula again and again. And I'm, who was doing it? So it was Comatose, Severed Records. Most of that stuff, when I seen it, I just never listened to it. Now, I will say this, because they have a lot of titles. I'm sure there's probably some gold nuggets in there that if I listen, I'm like, wow, this is really good. That was part of the reason why I never really went and listened to Heinous Killings. And finally went and I was like, this shit's fucking great, really unique. So I'm sure there's some cool stuff in there. Maybe Artery Eruption's one of them. It's just the whole aesthetic of it. And the guys always look like a bunch of goddamn guys who just got off the fucking court. To their defense, usually do have a band shirt on. Um, but they always got the baseball caps on, the blue jeans. It's just like a stamp formula. Like they're all like, it was just very, just a turn off to me. So I didn't check most of it out. But obviously, you guys know I'm not against the brutal shit, the sick shit. But post 2005, I'm just kind of like, this is just getting old and dumb. Um, but you know, like I said, every now and again, stuff comes out that I really like. Granted, I don't even think it's fair to put in the same category because that screams more 90s, 80s when I talk about Pharmacist and miasmatic necrosis. The miasmatic necrosis, for starters, look at the guy's image. There is no, well, there is technically no band photos on the record. And when you go see them live, they actually have a metal fucking image. Like, and the singer's wearing gauntlets and shit. They have the whole, all the red goddamn light and the fucking, the fog machine. And it's just more demonic looking. There wasn't baseball caps and blue jeans and fucking it just looked fucking metal. And just the whole aesthetic of it too was more like regurgitate, and Pharmacist was more like Carcass. You know what I mean? So granted, that fan base is going to like him too, but it's just like that. It just screamed more metal to me as opposed to the Severed or the Pathos shit. A lot of it, yeah, just all baseball hats and just, and again, not that I don't like anything with a baseball hat or anything like that. It's just, but again, the covers, Adobe Photoshop cover, or just computerized looking cover at the very least, looks like where it looks like a goddamn a PlayStation 4 fucking game. You guys know what I'm talking about? I know what I'm talking about. The logo's all the same. You can't read it. Not that it's an unlegible logo, but it's not even a piece of art or something. Like, you know, like how Mortician, it's an artistic looking fucking logo. Deceased, it's an artistic fucking logo. Empatego, it's a logo where the average person can't read, but it had it was cool though. You know what I mean? Masker's demo logo, Death's old logo. The average canoe can't fucking read that, which is kind of silly to me that they can't, but they can't. I know because I've been wearing it. They say, look at this Dark Funeral. It's like a piece of art. The average person, you go into fucking Walmart, they're not going to be able to read that. Granted, that's not extremely unlegible, but I guess I can understand they can't read it. But it's a piece of art. There's their logos. It was just some scribbly mess always, and they just always looked repetitive, where you can't even tell the logos apart. And then the blueprint of the guys, just a bunch of annoying ass motherfuckers that I can't fucking stand looking at, and I question, have they even heard Repulsion Horrified? Um, Ear gauges and shit. It just looked canoe as fuck. So I put Artery Eruption in that goddamn category. Not saying they are, but just when I saw that stuff, when people might ask, well, why did you hear him, J Dog? You saw it come to the shop, whatever. That's the reason. I'm like, this junk. Just like when I see Influenced by Black Sabbath, I'm like, not even interested. Is this gonna be some snoozy ass fucking bullshit? It's got to be recommended. If I see on a sticker, yeah, Influenced by Black Sabbath and Sleep, enough said. Good to know. It's one thing I don't have to listen to because there's too much to listen to as is. So I kind of have a little bit of a criteria to where it's like where I just bypass stuff. And again, I'm sure I missed out on some cool shit because of that. But hey, it is what it is. You got to have some type of filter to get through it all, right? This goddamn guy is Andrew Shaw. Hey, J Dog. I'm right there with you on being anti Christianity. And I love the satanic shit as far as themes and imagery. But as a hardline atheist myself, I'm curious as to what your actual beliefs regarding God's existence are. Question mark. I just answered that in a recent video. I've definitely answered it on more than one video, but I had a rant towards the end. By the time you see this video, maybe 10 days ago, 12x when I recorded this, I know it went up a few days ago because people commented on it. They liked it. The last couple of minutes I talked about them. So watch the past 2 weeks of videos and you should see it. It's towards the end. I know that. So I answer that in depth. Do you think the bass in the sky is actually real and you just don't like the prick? Or are you just in the camp of the idea of a God is just dumb and untrue? So you had pretty much answered that verbatim, kind of exactly what you're asking. So yeah, watch the previous videos. What's the common view amongst the metalheads you know? Cheers, bro. The common view. I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't talked about religion too much with too many metal heads. I mean, other than I've talked about it with Don, uh, with someone like King Folly. To be honest with you, I've never even asked him about religion. Brian Baxter, I've never asked him about religion. Mike Hughes, I've never asked him about religion. Dwayne Morris, I've never asked him about religion. Chris Dora, same thing. Paul Gorfine, I never asked these guys. I don't even know. Do they believe in God? Maybe. I don't know. I'm assuming they know that shit's a complete fucking joke. Um, to me, honestly, like when I'm in the that open-minded world, even if I'm into punk or hardcore, I don't bring up religion, and I just automatically assume everybody knows that shit is fucking just stupid. Now, when I get in the outside world, well, not the outside, the normal world, I'm I know that they do follow that for the most part. They believe in God. I just see them as stupid fucking people. But when I come into our world, I don't bring it up because I automatically assume it's like me going up. It's exactly equivalent to me just going out with a random world, going up to a 40-year-old adult, anybody in the fucking Walmart, like, hey, dude, do you believe in Santa Claus still? I just automatically assume that the answer is going to be no. In the metal world, that's what I expect for God, religion, Christ. You're a Christian? You believe in God? I expect to get that look. Oh, what am I, 10? That's literally like I don't see it as any different than that. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to make fun of the people that are in this. I'm being dead serious. That's how I truly see in my heart. It just comes off to me as like there's just no way, no how, no chance this shit is fucking real. Now, is there a possibility that there is some type of higher being or anything like that? Yes. I'm not going to say I have the answers that I know, but that fallacy fucking book, there is no way that's the truth. There's just no way. Zero doubt in my mind. That's why I have no fear of dying. And are you going to see hell? There's not even a slight, maybe ounce of a doubt. Not even a slight. I'm that positive. Now, again, I'm not going to say I'm trying to sound arrogant and say I know what it is. Nobody does. But I can damn sure say without a shadow of fucking doubt, there's no way it's that. So, last goddamn order question. Ooh, he's got kind of a paragraph here, but Michael Hedrick. Some questions and comments for the J Snoop Doggy Dog channel. It's pretty Snoop Dogg over here. Is there a potential release date for the new Cemetery Urn album? No doubt it's going to be a ripper. Yeah, it probably is. That's probably more of a Chase question. Um, I'm not even sure what it is. Who is more deserving of a beating, the singer from Slipknot or Dave Mustaine? I can't decide. Probably Slipknot, dude, because people actually, at least with Megadeth, he is responsible for metal in a sense. Not he created metal or Metallica created metal, but he was at the early forefront. So you got to give him credit where credit is due. And even the '90s albums, shit like that. At least it's metal. When people would say, "I like metal music," I like metal, bro. And they say Metallica and Megadeth. Okay, at least you're mentioning metal bands. But with Slipknot, people are saying, "I like the brutal shit." I've literally heard people use those words, the brutal shit, the super heavy shit, bro. And they would say Slipknot. And it's just like, that's just an inaccurate statement. It's not brutal at all. What the fuck are you talking about? Again, at least Megadeth, I like metal. You do. I mean, you like the commercialized pussy fucking metal, especially if that's as heavy as you fucking go. But at least it is a fucking metal, man. It's not an incorrect statement. The Slipknot's like, dude, this is fucking goddamn homeboy fucking baggy blue jeans fucking sideways cap fucking nonsense. And that's cool if you like it. And I'm not saying it's got no metal riffs or it's got no affiliation with it or that I just can't understand how someone can like it. I'm not saying that. But don't come out here and say something as stupid as the brutal shit when there actually is brutal shit. But when they're saying that, you know damn well they haven't heard it. And again, it's not even like, well, I mean, for starters, whether you like Cannibal or not, that's fucking brutal shit. The Tish is fucking blown the fuck up. That's as brutal as it gets, brah, brah. What about fucking Incantation? Immolation's huge as fucking ever. That's brutal shit. And they're still using that term. They still use it to this day. I know I've kind of bumped into somebody recent and it got brought up. Most brutal pit I seen was Ozfest. Was Slipknot. I'm thinking, two fucking wrong words you're using. But why are we talking, man? Ozfest and Slipknot. Well, you didn't know me, so that's his defense. But I had it recent. The guy is my age. Actually, I think he's a little bit older than me. Even. So, but I'm just saying, still thinks it. And I guarantee you, so at that point, fuck, if you mention something brutal, he doesn't know. Flat out doesn't know. So don't tell me this shit. Outdated reference. It doesn't go on. I just had it recently. So don't give me that shit. And they definitely said it back in high school. So I would go with the Slipknot guy just because it's fucking, it's flat out annoying, dude. I mean, you just a bunch of dummies using incorrect terminology. Like you, I'm a big fan of Arnold. Who the fuck ain't? To me, if you ain't in a fucking Arnie, you're in a pussy shit. That was the movies for boys. God damn it. Are you a fan of his comedies like Kindergarten Cop, Twins, and Jingle All the Way, or just the action movies? All the above, brah, with the exception of Junior. That fucking sucked ass. It was just bad. It wasn't even funny. Also, have you ever heard of the prank phone calls on YouTube that were made using audio samples from his movies? They are goddamn hilarious. Yeah, I have. Most of them are stupid as fuck and not funny at all, but it's the look up Arnold pranking Murphy's plumbing. That's funnier than fuck. Where the guy actually is fooled the whole time. Oh, you again? And then yeah, dude, that one was perfect, spot on. But I never heard any of the others. I'm like, oh, this is dumb. Like he calls a pizza shop and the guy knows it's just an Arnold sample. I thought most of them are dumb, but I mean, I'm not saying there's no other good ones. Maybe there's other ones I haven't heard. But Arnold pranks Murphy's plumbing. Just on YouTube. You want to put it on there. That is some funny ass fucking shit if you want to laugh your goddamn balls off. And with these last one, I think it would be very cool if you could interview longtime members of Deceased like Mike Smith and Les Snyder. Yeah, I'd be into it. I'm always interested to hear from band members that don't normally do interviews. Maybe 2025 could be a reason enough for the re-recording lineup of Supernatural Addiction to do a roundtable interview for the dog for the 25th anniversary. Maybe, but I mean, I don't know. That's a King question. From what I understand, the guys, they don't do shows no more. They just studio only. So if that's the case, it's probably never going to happen because they're never coming out to Cleveland. And I damn sure ain't flying out to Texas, where the fuck they are, just to do an interview. If I was at Texas and they were at a show there as well, and I know about it, absolutely I would do it. But I'm not flying out special just to fucking do an interview with them. I wouldn't. I'd be up for doing it, but I don't want to do it that goddamn bad. So unless, yeah, they do some special reunite shows where they are playing, then that's where I would get them. I will say this: I met Les and Mike and them, and Mark as well. Mark didn't come off as quiet. He just keep in mind when I first met him, I was 15. He didn't come off as quiet, but I probably just didn't say a whole lot to me because I'm some 15-year-old kid. But Les and Mike, from their personality, they came off as just quiet guys to me. I'm not saying they are. That's just the vibe I got. As opposed to when I first met King, he was chatterbox fucking central. Um, so I don't know how great of an interviewers Les and Mike would be. Maybe they'd open up and have the coolest shit to say. I try to liven these guys up too when I do it, but yeah, I can't say for that because, like I said, when I talked to him and I had him sign all my shit, still have it to this day signed. Um, they didn't really say much of anything, to be honest. So I don't know if that's just their personality around or it's just like, what am I going to say to this kiddo? Which kind of can't blame him because, a 15-year-old came up to me now too. Yeah, it'd be cool. And if you like my shit, you like the label, that's cool. I'm always respectful of that. And that's awesome. And if you come up to me, say something, I like it. But in all honesty, I mean, what are the odds I'm going to have a whole lot to fucking say? Maybe if it's really jiving the person, but there's a very good chance, probably not. Just, hey, fist bump photo and a few words and that's it. Other than that, I mean, unless he's got more to ask, I'm not going to really have much to add on. So in that case, he can meet me and be like, oh, the dog was really quiet. It's not that I'm quiet. I just don't have a whole hell of a lot to say to a 15-year-old. Unless you're leading the conversation with questions, I'm not going to have much to say. I mean, how was school last week? I kind of don't care. You know what I mean? So they're very welcome to that fucking goddamn boat. And then King just, he likes fucking everybody. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, he's one of those people, if someone says, I hate that guy in metal, I would question that person. Like, there's probably something wrong with you, dude. What did you hate about him? It's kind of hard not to like the goddamn guy. Comes with a you know what to do, but the guy boss can answer a week later, goddamn it.